Africa, we say no to unplanned journey abroad. There's no place like home. Self-induced slavery must stop. Africa, say no to illegal travel. Say no, say no, say no. Say no to unplanned migration. Africa, yeah. Say no to illegal travel. It's RARDUJA, yeah. Say no to unplanned migration. RARDUJA for you, RARDUJA for me. Africa for all, one big family. RARDUJA for you, RARDUJA for me. Africa for all, the heartbeat of the earth. RARDUJA.
It's like it reminds me of the saying that when the trumpet sounds, when that beat goes out on air, you know it's time for our special outing that happens here every Wednesday at 12 o'clock. Yes, you are welcome to an hour with RARDUJA, and this is episode 9 in the series. My name is Kingsley Iheboro, and I'm delighted to be here. I'm standing in for Joyce Unebu on this edition of the program. She's a little bit under the weather, but you'll get all you ought to get on the show. Having said that, well, my guests, the regular guests, the owners of this program, they are seated in the studios here to do justice to this edition of the program. So on that note, I want to welcome them to the program proper. Yes, my pleasure to welcome you to this edition of the program, Honorable Eddie Duru. I beg your pardon, Engineer Andy Duru, National Supervisor RARDUJA. Good afternoon and welcome.
Yeah, good day, my dear listeners. You are welcome.
Welcome, Comrade Eustace Okere, Media Representative. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, Kingsley, and good afternoon, our wonderful listeners out there. It's a pleasure to have you once again on this program. You're welcome.
All right. Our focus on this edition of the program is Europe, a mission misunderstood, myths and fictions. And may I quickly, let you know that Honorable Eddie Duru, the president and founder of RARDUJA International, will be joining us all the way from his base in Germany. I would also like to remind you that Honorable Eddie Duru is an elected parliamentarian representing foreigners in the Hessen state of Germany. He'll be joining us from time to time on the program to also make his own input on the topic for today. So having said that, I want to welcome you again, my two guests in the studio. And then let's go straight to and I would like to remind you, my listener, also that you join this platform via the phone line when we get to that point, and alongside your joining, you stand to gain some, win some prizes. In fact, specifically recharge cards if you get our questions right. Okay, all right. To cap your join up on this edition of the program, we'll do it on every edition anyway. So let's go straight to the topic for today. And I'm coming to you right away, Engineer Andy Duru. Okay, our topic today is a mission, Europe, a mission misunderstood, myths and fictions. So I'd like you to open that up for us a little, please.
Well, good day, my dear listeners, once again. Actually, this topic is a book that has been written by our president and founder, Honorable Eddie Duru. So itself is a book, okay? Now, when Eddie got to Germany in 1996, he saw the life our people were living there. He saw the frustration that was in most people's, that was the day-to-day activities of most of Nigerians and Africans over there. He saw the things they were passing through, and he began some questions, and because of asking questions, he got some answers. And then as time went on, he decided to compile some of these experiences that our people passed through in Europe as a book, and then it now came out as a Europe, a mission misunderstood. So in this very book, you will see how so many people were frustrated right there in Europe. You also see the lies some of them were told before they came down to Europe. You also find out that some of the lives some of them are living just because they are undocumented migrants. They don't have legal permit or call residence permit. They don't have work permit. So getting a work itself became difficult for them. And some of them became so frustrated that they went into drug peddling, and they finally got themselves into jail. Now, you also find out that in this book there were some stories of people who, real stories, these are real life stories, okay? None of them are fictions, they are real life stories of people who had to sell their businesses just because they wanted to travel abroad. And the reason why they wanted to travel, because somebody came back from Germany and told them that they're going to make it big in Germany. Or like one of the stories you had, the guy came back and he bought about 6 or 7 old fairly used cars. He was shipping down to Nigeria and clearing. So this is when you could make it after 7 or 6 years, then I can also make it within 2 years. So he sold his goods, his business, closed up his business and traveled. But his frustration started right at the airport. So it is a book that we want everybody to read. It's actually a book that has also been recommended as a textbook for secondary schools and primary schools in some of the states. And in most states, we're already giving it to them in the book review, because it's a book that when you finish reading, every young Nigerian that reads this book will always have a rethink before he leaves the shores of Nigeria. We're talking about it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's look at the second aspect of our topic today. You know, in passing, like you said, we'll talk more about it.
Yeah.
But looking at the myths and the fictions, generally, it's a mission misunderstood if you go the wrong way, if you go undocumented. Okay. Now, what are the common, fictions, the myths, some of the fictitious stories that people are fed with, right here, that gets them deceived into going for such or irregular migration?
People have always had this belief that once you get to Europe, as long as your feet steps down in Europe, you will make money. And
no condition. Once you get there, you make money.
And because some of these people that came back don't tell them the real truth.
Okay.
Some of them don't tell them what they are doing there. Even some of them that are into illegal businesses, they also don't tell them that they're into illegal businesses. And the ones that are doing menial jobs, I also don't tell them they are doing menial jobs. But by the time they come back, they pose at big boys. They won't say anything to them. So you find that when they ask them, bros, I want to say, no problem, come. I know of stories of people who told me how they finally got there, calling the phone number of the person that told them to come. Maybe the person said, hey, it's me, the phone switched off and never came up again. Some of them have told them their stories and they became frustrated right in the airport there. So you see, their minds, they are fictions. Some of the things that were believed as true, but they're not actually true. In this book, Eddie was able to highlight some of them. And what we also, because this program, Bridging the Migration Information Gap, we want to let our people know. Now, Europe is not bad. Europe is a good place, okay? But there are some things they ought to know and prepare their minds. Because if they travel the way other people who travel there undocumented, if they also travel that way, they will also fall into the same scenario. And that is what we want to avoid.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Comrade Eustace Okere. Yeah, RARDUJA's media rep. Could you throw more light on some of the things that people are? So, could you throw more light on this aspect before we involve the listeners? Before Honorable AD comes in from Germany, could you throw more light on some of the misinformation also that people are fed with?
All right, I will definitely throw some lights, but my lights will be in tandem with what our president and founder has opined in his book. Like I did say, this book is a compendium of everything a traveler needs to know before leaving the shores of this country. The major problem people face is misinformation if not on information. I have to put that because many of them are not informed, and those that are informed are either misinformed or are given what I call half-truths. So they don't have the full grasp of the whole information. So many of them see Europe as a bed of roses. Where you go a land flowing with milk and honey. You just go there, you begin to pluck money from the trees and pick money from the streets and all that. So that's usually the misconception. That's usually the misinformation. When you come back, when some people that have traveled over there come back and you see them living in affluence, showcasing wealth and all that, you may not really bother to ask or take a second look to know what actually the person was doing over there, the kind of business. Somebody will tell you, my son or my brother stays abroad, and to you it means he's in money. The person is living large over there. You can ask some silent questions like, what is the person doing over there? What kind of work? Is the person employed? What kind of employment? Is the person going to school? Which school? We don't get to ask some of these questions. What we want to know is that the person stays abroad, and as such, the person is making it. And for some of these people, they even prey on the ignorance of our people here. And most people, they come back and tell you, okay, fine, prepare, I'm taking you abroad, or I'll send you, I'll do this for you, I'll do that for you. And of course, that's the package most of these people that are in trafficking businesses use in tricking our people to come over there. And you see that most of the money they even showcase here, the wealth they showcase here, are gotten from people's ignorance here, because they tend to get a lot of money from people who are longing to travel over there, and you pay them a whole lot of money. At the end of the day, you find yourself in the desert, you find yourself going over there to suffer, and you start regretting it. This particular book has a collection of stories, and these are real life experiences, apart from the ones we have on the video clips and all that. So these information are given to people who have experienced it. People who are, will I say, have had that contact with this soil called Europe, and many of them are filled with grace. I'm not saying there are no successful ones. There are. But they are a handful, I must confess, because you now see that many of the people that migrate here go without adequate information, and by the time they go over there, they begin to regret. It's always said that had I known comes at last. So many of them don't get to get the real information. They want to go over there because they have seen people displaying wealth, they have seen people showcasing affluence and all that, and they want to be like that. And this quest, leads them to their downfall over there. So we are of the opinion that people should be properly informed, properly guided, and that is what RARDUJA stands for. Bridging the information gap, trying to feed people with the right information, trying to let people know some of the things that they don't get it twisted, they don't get carried away by the sweet things of Europe, forgetting that if you don't plan yourself, definitely you might fail even when you get there. So that is, we are likely to fail.
Most likely to fail. Okay. From the experience, it's very, very most likely to fail. Thank you very much. All right. Now, since our focus or topic today is hinged on it, because when our engineer Andy was talking, he hinged it on the book. You were talking, you hinged it on the book. So please, if I want to access this book.
Oh, it's very easy and simple. The book.
I'm not in school.
Yeah.
Some schools have recommended.
Of course.
So they are only simple. Now, that is not in school, how can I access it?
The truth is that, to students are not only accessed by students. People who are not in school can also access such books. And moreover, we have this one. We have our presence in. We have our office located right here in Imo State. I've always said that here, precisely at Akwakuma Junction, opposite Sacred Heart Parish, opposite Sacred Heart Catholic Parish, Akwakuma, along Owerri Road. There you can access us. I will have on several occasions given out our contacts, which we'll also give out today again. If you want the book, is a pleasure. Of course, it's available. The books are always available. Okay. We try because our president and founder has this passion of making sure that people get the adequate information before they leave the shores of this country. Because it's not about having your money, because the last time the young man that actually had that first-hand experience came here on studio to talk about his experiences. Some people even called, and I guess the last two programs we held here, we are present talked about the ways, the legal ways of migrating abroad. I think that program was had witnessed a significant contribution from our president and founder, and he made some veritable remarks, veritable on how one can actually migrate abroad. I had some people calling to ask how can you help me do this? That is one problem with Africans. They want you to do it, they pay you the money, you wouldn't mind what you're doing. So that is not what RARDUJA.
They don't want to get involved.
They don't want to get it, of course. So what RARDUJA does is to supply the information you need to let you know that it is not bed of roses out there, that you should know the pros and cons of migrating to Europe, and of course, if you must migrate, do. That was why that program was president had to put in his time. Despite his tight schedule, he had to make out that time to ensure he was part of that program, even from his base in Germany.
Okay. And now you say RARDUJA's is not to collect money from you. RARDUJA's own beat is not to collect money from you and design a package for you, but to give you vital information. Is this information paid for, or is it free?
Well, RARDUJA is we are not after money. We are not. We don't collect money. Of course, as a matter of fact, we've held a lot of programs, a lot of seminars, workshops across the states of Nigeria, including here in Imo, several schools, both Havana, Nebit, government college, and all that. Even at in some churches too, we've held a lot of seminars without contributing money. Instead, we spent a huge sum of money making sure that this, because most of them are they're youngsters. So sometimes, if you keep them for an hour without something to feed their stomach, they might begin to get unease. So we try to provide them with at least refreshment and music sometimes, because after watching some of the video clips, most of them will they will get downcast and of course begin to purge their emotions. So we kind of try to provide a refreshment, they dance, they eat, and then fall back to business. So we actually do not collect money for our services.
That information is free. Thank you very much. I'm sure they need to know. Yes, Engineer, do you want to add there?
Yeah, we also have this book, Europe Mission Misunderstood, in Amazon. Okay, so if you can't get it from our office, you can go online. Okay, both this one is there and the other one, Fundamentals of Trafficking in Persons, they are there. It's a book that everybody in Nigeria ought to read. And talking about collecting fee, we don't really collect fee, okay, because that's why we talk about sponsorship. The people we are getting this message, this message, they can't pay, but there's a need for them to get this message. So that's what we're talking about, corporate bodies and government to join in sponsorship.
Even if they can pay, your interest is not for them to pay. Your interest is for them to get the adequate information they need. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, but there are some cases, I must state it now. There must be one we collect what we call consultation fee. Okay, like we run a program with recruiting nurses for US and UK. At the point when you know that you have all the legal requirements and you can make it, then we start talking about consultation, which is just very minimal. That will help us to be able to process your names and information and send them to SWA. That's just for a very minimal fee. Okay, but actually the people that need our information can't pay for it, but it's necessary that we get this information across to them, because you see what it takes to rescue a migrant, okay, an illegal migrant, okay. What it takes to rescue just one of them is enough to actually pass this message across as a preventive measure to thousands of Nigerians. So instead of trying to spend much money in rescue, let's try to see how we can also spend some money in awareness creation.
So
and that is what we are trying to do.
Rescue may not arise.
It won't arise. It won't.
Right.
It won't.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. You're still on to our program and with RARDUJA. And in case you don't know, RARDUJA stands for re-education on the risks and dangers of unplanned journey abroad. That's RARDUJA. And please, very soon you will join up on the program via the phone line to ask questions, make contributions, And of course, like I told you, we are still expecting Honorable Ediduru, the president and founder of RARDUJA International, who is also an elected parliamentarian representing foreigners in the Hessen state of Germany. He will be joining us any moment on the program from Germany to make his own input on this edition of the program. So before we move ahead, please, I want you to, Engineer Duru, I want you to let out follow-up phone number. I know we've done that time and again here, but somebody may just be listening to us for the first time. Give us a follow-up phone number, because I know that a whole lot of people would want to access these books. Some might prefer hard copies, some may prefer soft copies, but I'm forwarding phone number so that they can contact your office and then make requests after this program, because of course in the next 30 minutes this program will wind down. All right, so while we are at it, I want to let out the phone number we'll be using for the listener to join up at the right time. So get the number down. This one is for you to join the program. The one for RARDUJA's contact after now, we'll let that out in a little while. But this one is for you to join live here. 0809 305 7377. 0809 305 7377 and 0703 126 6597. That's our studio number with which you can join up live on the program. But Mr. Eustace, do you have the phone number now?
Yeah, sure, I do.
Okay. This number that Comrade Eustace is giving out now is the number you can reach RARDUJA with after this program. In case you want the book or you want the operations you couldn't join up to ask, they can still, pick your call and attend to you completely.
I want us to give him after the program so that it doesn't disrupt the streaming.
Okay, no problem. So you were up for that. We will give you that number towards the end of the program. Okay. So, but the numbers we gave you earlier, 0809 305 7377, is for you to join live on the program. You can actually join up now. Let's do everything on the go. While we still wait, like I told you, the founder and president of RARDUJA International from Germany. All right. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Okay. No, we don't want no funny acts on the phone this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. The engineer Andrew and the Eustace, I greet you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Adam Matthew.
Yes, I'm Matthew Corey.
You're welcome.
Thank you. In fact, I am a daily contributor or weekly contributor, so to say. I'm a weekly contributor, and these people, their program is a very good one. Everybody who has been following, things must also confirm that it is a very good program. Now, I want to say that it is a good thing that the manager or the director at Germany have, make this impossible to print something. So, in the printed matter, it is good. Many of the people will need to have that outside school, premises. We like to buy these things and then begin to read. Those who have finished their secondary school, we like to have some copies and to read and to add to what you have said, the lectures you have given here, so that those who have not heard about how people suffer when they go there, thinking that it's all the bed of roses, they will have to think and begin to do the needful. That is my contribution.
Okay, thank you very much. Engineer Duru, would you want to react to that?
Yes, he has been an ardent follower of this program, and I want to thank him.
I want to ask him a question.
Okay, he will call back. He will call back.
So you can call back. You can call back and take your question and probably your gift if you get the question right.
Okay, I want to state here that when we're talking about some of these things that our people face in Europe, okay, we want to state here that Europe is not hostile. Let's know that. In fact, some African countries are even more hostile to their brothers than we can imagine. So Europe is not hostile. But the problem is that no country want an influx of illegal migrants into that country. It's going to affect the economy, it's going to affect the culture, it's also going to affect their security. So nobody wants an inflow, and so that's why there's a check. But I want to tell you some of the things our people experience. Like I told you, it's not hostility, okay, it's a control. There's what we call police control, okay, and this is actually for those who don't have legal papers. That is why we've always told our listeners, if you must travel anywhere outside Nigeria, make sure you have your legal papers. Now, when they are on the streets, sometimes police comes and says, okay, they do what we call control, okay, and you find out because of the fear of having this control, some people have met their death. There's a young man I know in the city I was living before. They showed him on Facebook and we were able to recognize him. He is a tailor. And he's a good tailor. Though I've not done clothes with him, he has not made any clothes for me, but those that knew him said he's a good, talented tailor, okay. But he closed his business, and because he traveled undocumented and irregular, he didn't have the legal papers. So when he had a situation where he was about to meet a police control, he started running and running and running, knowing that he was towards a cliff, and before you know it, he fell down from the cliff, and that was how he died. So we want our people to know that there is risk, so much risk, when you travel without legal documents. Now, on the other side of it also, what they are going to look for is money, okay, better life, greener pasture. But when you travel undocumented, you find out that you won't have what it takes to do good work. One of them is resident permit, because for them to give a resident permit, you must have a legal paper. Another one is work permit. If you don't have legal paper, you won't get your work permit. And when you don't have these things, you find out that you won't get good jobs. You will get menial jobs. You won't be able to get jobs that will be able to give you your dream. So what is the essence? It's therefore necessary that we're talking about those that have entered Europe. Okay, now we're not talking about those who are trying to enter Europe through the desert, the sea, that have met that. They're talking about those that have entered Europe already. Their fate has. You find that there's still frustration. Don't forget, frustration brings crime, and crime means that if you are caught, you'll be in jail. Like I was trying to tell about that young man that closed his business. Okay, what he was telling my president and founder when Eddie went to visit him in prison, he said that his plan was that he wants to go to Europe, make money. 2 years after, he's going to come back and add it to his business. Okay, but because he needed much money, he closed his business. I want to say to our listeners, please, there are two things you must not do if you want to travel abroad. If you are a businessman, please don't close up your business. If you are a student, do not terminate your education, because the journey is uncertain, and these are things that you must have for backup. You see, why we are not having plenty returnees, okay, people returning willingly, okay, from Europe. I'm talking about those in Europe. Well, it's because some of them are shame. Our president and father has met someone. They say, I can't go back, Eddie. How do I go back? Where do I start from? No achievement, nothing. I can't go back. It's better I stay here like that. And so shame is the reason why we are not seeing many of them coming back. It's not as if those of them that went illegally that are doing well. They are not. So we must understand that our people are passing through hell because they traveled without the right document. Eddie has seen it all, and he's still seeing it up today. But he's saying we must try to prevent this thing. Please get your legal documents. You will get a good job, you will get resident permit, you enjoy the good life that Europe offers if you have a good job.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's admit this caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, someone, I think you wanted me to take a number.
Oh, you're back. That's great. Okay, now pick a number. Pick a number, please. Pick a number. That was good.
Okay, I picked number one.
Number one? Okay, what we have with number one is because you are the first caller. I like that.
Yeah, because I'm the first caller. Yes.
The place where foreigners seeking protection in Europe are kept is called 1. Hotel, 2. Prison, 3. Which one is the correct answer? The place where foreigners seeking protection in Europe are kept is called what? We have 3 answers here. The first one is hotel, the second is asylum home, and the third is prison. Which one?
I should take the asylum home.
Okay, I'm glad to tell you that you got it right. Okay, you just got it right. Please, your number, your phone number.
We have it.
Okay. RARDUJA has your phone number, so they'll send you your card. Okay. Thank you very much. Keep joining up on this program. You're right. That's first caller, first gift gone. All right. We still have hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yes, my name is Moses from Rete.
Yeah, welcome, Moses. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to appreciate the founder and the people here, the program that they are on with.
Okay, go ahead.
To save souls in this country. And I pray that my own, what I wanted to add is that let them try to enter these books and distribute it to the churches and the schools, even the tertiary institutions. It will help.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes,
all right. Hold on. Let me ask you. Pick a number for your question, please.
Give me number 2.
Number 2 says 2 documents every foreigner must acquire to get a good job in Europe are called. Did you hear that? 2 documents every foreigner must acquire to get a good job in Europe are called A. Visa and bank statement, B. Residence permit and work permit, and C. Passport and bank certificate. Which one is the correct answer?
Passport and bank certificate.
Passport and bank certificate. Well, I'm sorry, you got it wrong there. I'm so sorry. So you can try again some other day. Thank you for joining up.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Engineer Duru, did you get his contribution? He said, these books, he thinks he's advising that you should make these books available, in a variety of places, churches, schools, not just schools in the sense of adding it to their recommended textbooks, maybe in their bookshops or close to the schools, and in churches. Let the churches sensitize people about these books so that they can buy from the churches. And I think at the church, actually, I agree with him that it's a very good, it's a very good means of passing vital information. So what's your reaction to that?
That's very good, but we have one problem in Nigeria. People don't like reading, okay, and they don't like spending their money to buy books. So if you can have sponsors that will be able to say, okay, get 100 of this book, get 1,000. When you give people these books free, they will attempt to read, and when they read, they will get information. But sometimes when you tell them, come and buy books, like books, I've been seeing books everywhere. That is a problem we are having.
You want to sell a product to make money,
and you see, or they don't even know the content of what that. But if people who have already seen the need for people to read these books, and illegal migration to stop in Nigeria can come and say, let's order for 10,000, let's order for 1,000,000 copies, let's distribute it to people. When people get this book free, they will read it, and then we have saved so much energy, human energy, which will have been lost because of illegal migration.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
yes, what I wanted to add there is that to get these books across churches, I think the religious leaders, last edition we talked about the role of religious leaders. They can actually order for some of these books on behalf of their members. Many of them do some youth programs and all that, and you don't forget that the youths are the major people concerned. They are the ones that have this eagerness to migrate abroad. The means notwithstanding. So the pastors or leaders can actually order for these books and then share it across to their youths, as a way of making them to be in the know.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you so much. Let's take more calls. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome. Your name?
My name is Henrietta. I'm calling from Olu.
You're welcome, Henrietta. 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay, I actually joined it, but I heard when they were mentioning some name of books for this for reading pleasure about this thing.
About
And I heard the fundamentals of traffic license, so I need more. And also, I would like to get the book via online, maybe e-copy where I can read with my phone.
Okay, you are interested in getting the information from the book, especially getting it online. So, what's the reaction to that, please?
Amazon. Let them just go. Yes, Amazon is our books are online.
Okay, the books are online on Amazon, so you can access that and get to read, like you said. But hold on, don't go away yet. Don't go away. Let's ask you a question.
Okay.
Pick a number, you might win a prize. Just pick a number, 1 to 5. No, 2 to 5.
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, number 2 says 2 documents every foreigner must acquire to get a good job in Europe are called 1. Passport and bank certificates. 2. Residence permit and work permit. 3. Visa and bank statement. Which one is the correct answer?
Residence permit and work permit. You want to say something on that program?
Okay, I'm glad to tell you that you got it right, please. So give us your number, your phone number, please. You get airtime from RARDUJA.
081
081
349
349
56 563.
563. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So go ahead and get online on Amazon and read up the information you need. It's an hour with RARDUJA on Orient FM. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Please, you have a minute. Go ahead and speak. What's your name?
My name is Chinasa. I'm calling from you.
Chinasa, speak up. Let's hear you well, please. Your name?
My name is Chinasa. I'm calling from football. I don't know your program.
What?
I'm enjoying it.
You're enjoying our program, okay? And after that,
Yes,
what?
Yes.
So, go
How can
ahead.
I get that book?
How you can get the book?
Yes.
Okay. Are you done?
Question.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Pick a number and let's ask you a question. They'll react to your question. You get your answer.
I think number 3.
Number 3 says
Yes.
the process of bringing back illegal and documented migrants back to their country is called 1. Expulsion, 2. Remittance, 3. Deportation. Which one is the correct answer?
Your question again.
The process of bringing back illegal and documented migrants back to their country is called 1. Expulsion, 2. Remittance, 3. Deportation. Which one is the correct answer?
Exportation.
Ma?
I choose number 3.
Number 3.
Yes.
You are smart. Okay, thank you very much. You got it. Let's have your phone number. That's deportation. That's the correct answer, please. You got it right. Thank you too. So, what's your phone number?
Okay, this is my phone number, right? Yeah.
No, mention it. I can't see your phone number. Mention it.
Hello.
Just read out your phone number for RARDUJA to take, please.
Send it for you right now.
Okay, just hold on. Let's take it from here.
You have my number with you.
Hold on. Don't drop it. Let's take it from here. Hold on.
Okay, Chinasa, your phone number is 090 326 42315, right?
Confirm that. I hope that's your number. Okay, thank you very much. You accept your recharge card, all right, from RARDUJA. Very much. All right, it's an hour with RARDUJA, and yes, we take. If there's a question you wanted to react to, use this, please.
Yeah, not really a question. Yeah, she was actually asking about how she can access the books. We have said it here a couple of times, and I'm repeating now. You can actually get a hard copy of the book at our office along Owerri Olu Road, precisely at Akwakuma Junction, opposite Sacred Heart Catholic Parish. That's where RARDUJA has its zonal, let's say national secretariat. There are also offices across the states of the federation where this book can be accessed. Otherwise, you can call us on 0813-398-3396. This is RARDUJA number, not the studio line. 0813-398-3396, or you visit us on Facebook at RARDUJA, Instagram at RARDUJA1, Twitter at RARDUJA, YouTube at RARDUJA International, or you log on to www.raduja.org. Then to access the book, I think you can conveniently do that via Google. The national supervisor here mentioned Amazon. Yes, you can access the book via Amazon. Just log on to Google, type the title of the book you want, either Europe, a Mission Misunderstood, or the Fundamentals of Trafficking in Persons, whichever one you want. You just type it, then follow the payment procedure, and then you can pay with your credit card. I think it's about 1,000 naira, just 1,000 naira. You have a soft copy of the book. Otherwise, you can call us on the number given before to access a hard copy of it. Thank you.
Thank you too. I think that's plenty information in that regard. Thank you so much, Mr. Eustace. We have another caller. Good afternoon.
Pretty, commend the section that is speaking engineer and you that is a conductor.
So you
for the information you're passing online.
Thank you. And you, what's your name? What's your name?
My name is Egere Patinakachukwu. About that in entertain all this world, all information you have been giving concerning the migrants and whatever to the Germany and all that thing.
Okay,
I really want to thank you for the good work.
Okay, just thank us.
Alright.
Okay, just thank us. Okay, hold on there. Engineer Duru, he came on to thank us. Well, let's give him a question.
Okay, yes.
Okay, hold on, let's ask you a question, please. You might win yourself a prize. Alright. So, pick number 4 or number 5. Those are the ones left. Which one should
I choose number 5.
Number 5. What is the name? What is the name of the Nigerian agency in charge of trafficking in persons? We have 3 answers here. The first is
Nigerian agency for what, sir?
Yes, Nigerian. Yes, hello. I mean the Nigerian agency.
Nigerian agency for
hold on and listen carefully. What is the name of the Nigerian agency in charge of trafficking in persons? You got it now?
Alright.
Okay, so we have 3 answers here. We have NAFDAC, NAFDAC, A, B, NAPTIP, C, EFCC. Which one is the correct answer?
The first one.
The first one.
Yes.
That's NAFDAC.
No. Not NAFDAC, not that for drugs. Second one, sorry.
Okay, let me take it again, please. You have 3 options here. NAPTIP, EFCC, NAFDAC. Which one?
The first one, NAPTIP.
NAPTIP. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. You got it right. What's your phone number, please?
It's just this one I'm just using calling you, sir.
Okay. We'll put it down. Don't drop your call.
07062713907.
You're right.
Are we right?
Okay.
Please, God bless you.
So
I commend you to continue this good work. Okay?
Yeah, that's.
Most of our youth are lavishing over there.
Okay. And you also become an ambassador of RARDUJA International, so that you can also pass this message across to our youth. You that is hearing it now, okay? Try and spread this message to our youth.
Educational listener is hearing you. I hope he will try to do something concerning spreading this, giving an information for the youth to read it. Okay, but it's secondary school today.
We hope so.
Hello?
We hope so.
After secondary school, all of them want to travel. All of them want to move out from this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you too. Yeah, you got the correct answer. The agency in charge of trafficking in persons, NAPTIP, short for National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons. That's NAPTIP. Okay, it's an hour with RARDUJA. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back with you. So just don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Broadcasting Corporation, Owerri. Orient 94.5 FM. The clearest voice east of the Niger. From Imo, for Imo and beyond.
RARDUJA, RARDUJA, for Africa, for Africa. I've got dreams and goals to shape lives and homes, re-educate the world. I am RARDUJA, called to renew my state archive by the grace of God. I am RARDUJA, RARDUJA for you, RARDUJA for me, Africa for all. One big family, RARDUJA for you, RARDUJA for me, Africa for all. Happy of the
RARDUJA, here we are. We're still on the program and are with RARDUJA. Okay, Mr. Stace and the engineer Duru, we are on the last lap of outing today on the program. So let's update one call, then we round off proper. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome. Your name, please. Where are you calling from?
My name is calling from Yatosam.
Oh, you're from there, so go ahead and talk. You have one you have 1 minute.
Okay, I don't actually have a question. I just want to win airtime.
You want to win
Yes,
airtime?
All right.
But let me just keep that to myself.
It's okay. Good question.
Yes. So let's get ready. Take your. So you don't have an option. So you do number 4. Okay. Now listen carefully.
Okay.
The place you have to visit in your home country to get legal papers to travel abroad is called 1. Clearinghouse, 2. Traveling agency office, and 3. Embassy. Which one is the correct answer?
Embassy.
Embassy. Okay. I want to let you know that you just got it right. Okay, you got it right. Thank you. Congratulations. Don't go away. Let's have your phone number. Okay, hold on while we take your phone number. Don't go away, please. Okay, and big congratulations.
Okay, your phone number is 070-174-52865, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, that's it, and we have just 5 minutes to go, so we'll be wrapping the program. Engineer Duru, a whole lot of people are interested in, connecting after now, accessing the books and all this. In spite of how many times you give them the link, they're still asking. It means more interest is being generated. So I think before we leave, we have to repeat the phone number, the physical address, the online platforms too, and I think let's get down to that. Lest we leave it out. No, let's get down to that, please. Could you refresh us on the link after now? Phone number, physical office, online platforms, please.
All right, I've said RARDUJA is an international NGO with its headquarters in Germany, but we also have offices across the states of Nigeria, including here in Owerri, where we have the National Secretariat precisely at Kwakuma Junction, opposite Sacred Heart Catholic Parish at Owerri Olu Road. I think you can access us there. That's our fiscal office. You can as well call the number 0813-398-3396. I'll take it out again. 0813-398-3396. You can as well hit us on Facebook via RARDUJA. That is RARDUJA, RARDUJA. We also on Instagram at RARDUJA1. Just type RARDUJA1 via Instagram, Twitter at RARDUJA, YouTube RARDUJA International. Otherwise, you log on to www.raduja.org. To access any of the books, there are 2 books we mentioned here: Fundamentals of Trafficking in Persons and Europe, a Nation Misunderstood, all authored by our president and founder. So to access them, just log on to go to Google, type the particular book you want, either Europe, A Mission Misunderstood or Fundamentals of Trafficking in Persons, whichever one. So follow the payment procedure. You pay with your credit card. I think that one is acceptable. A token of 1,000 naira, that is 1,000 naira. So with this, I guess you can actually get a book. Otherwise, you call the number I've given out. Keep spreading the message of RARDUJA, because we are actually on a mission to make sure that Africans, especially Nigerians, are given this vital information, the risk and dangers of unplanned journey abroad. That is what we stand for.
Thank you very much, Comrade Eustace Okere, Media Rep, RARDUJA International. All right, Engineer Andy Duru, your parting information on this edition of the program.
Yeah, if you want to travel abroad, which most Nigerians want to do, and you've not gotten the legal paper from the embassy of the country where you want to travel, it means you are already a transgressor. And once you get there, the police will be after you. And if they get you, you will spend a good number of years in jail. It's no wickedness, it's not hostility, it's just it's a control, it's a law. If you don't get the legal documents, the police will be after you. If they get you, you spend a good number of your time in prison. And what we have also seen is that some people who didn't have criminal tendencies while they were young, when they traveled and they can't get work, frustration breeds.
They face pressure.
Yes, they now go to some criminal activities. If they are caught, higher sentences in jail. These our president have seen several times. People who were brought up from good homes that never thought about such issues of criminality in their lives, but pressure, frustration forced them into it, and now they are being caught and they are being sent to jail. So you must be very careful, so that you will not say, I want to make it, and you find out trying to make it in jail. How will you make it in jail? So please, Nigerians, please, as much as you want to travel, we are not saying don't travel. That was why we gave you some legal means, several legal means of how to travel. Please get the legal documents and travel safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Duru, and that's where we'll wind down on this edition of An Hour with RARDUJA. And remember, today's edition has focused on Europe, A Mission Understood, the myths and fictions. All right. So next week on the program, we'll be back. RARDUJA will be back to spend an hour with you to give us more information. Remember, you can follow up with the phone numbers and other details that you've been given by Comrade Eustace, the media rep, right here in the studios. So till Wednesday next, when we'll come back to this platform, and expecting that you join us. When you want to travel right. Better still, you can contact RARDUJA. It's for free. Alright, I make bold to say that again. That's why I asked that question. So all the information is power, and they are empowering you for free. My name is Kingsley Heboro, and it's been my pleasure coming on the program today. Hopefully Joyce will be here Wednesday next to carry on as usual. And then we have a breaking information on the program.
Not really a breaking information. I just want to thank our listeners out there for making a bet with us, and implore them to keep listening to An Hour with RARDUJA on Orient 94.5 FM. Hopefully next week. I must also appreciate some of our team members. Engineer Andy Duru is here already. He is our national supervisor. Of course, we have the secretary, the national secretary, right here with us, Reverend Ben Jihu. He's of course a cleric and the national secretary of RARDUJA Nigeria. We also have Mr. Uzomo Bonahans. He is the media coordinator, and we have Mrs. Martha Duru, the assistant national secretary. So we really appreciate all these people. I must not also fail to appreciate the German Ministry of External Affairs, who have been quite supportive. I also thank Mr. Prince Iidru, sorry, he's a knight of Semolumba. He has also been supportive, and I must also express my profound gratitude to the president and founder of RARDUJA International, Honorable Eddie Duru, who have single-handedly spearheaded this program up to this point.
Thank you.
RARDUJA. Ethiopia, for Africa, for Africa. I've got dreams and goals to shape lives and homes, re-educate the world. I am RARDUJA, called to renew minds, motivate our kind by the grace of God. I am RARDUJA, RARDUJA for you, RARDUJA for me, Africa for all, one big family. RARDUJA for you, RARDUJA for me, Africa for all, happy of the earth. RARDUJA. I have faith so strong, we can change the world with a joyous heart. I am RARDUJA, to renew our minds by the grace of God, motivate our kind. I am RARDUJA, RARDUJA for you, RARDUJA for me, Africa for all, one big family. RARDUJA for you, RARDUJA for me, Africa for all, the happy of the earth. RARDUJA. Africa, we say no to unplanned journey abroad. There's no place like home. Self-induced slavery must stop. Africa.